Before Cecil was a paladin, he was a Dark Knight. He was a brutal, ruthless soldier that burns village, has his own airship, and also has his friend Dragoon as a pet dog. But also, he has some weakness, like he only can use dark powers. He can use holy powers because dark powers are... Oh my god! I use a holy spell on Dark Cecil! I broke the fourth wall! Hey everyone, Final Fantasy Exvius Tactics channel here. What can I say about this unit? Dark Knight Cecil has been labeled as one of the worst base 5-star units in the game as today. But luckily, we now have his enhancements. And with his enhancements, Dark Knight Cecil is pretty good actually. Not that good like Ace enhancements, but he now is useful and can do a lot of damage in your party. So, what can Dark Knight Cecil do? Let's check it out! This is Dark Knight Cecil. His base stats. Dark Knight Cecil doesn't have any magic. And in the special abilities, we have HP and defense 20%, HP Stroll, Last Stand, Dark Side, Store, and Drain Blade. Also, we have attack plus 30%, Auto Refresh, Skikoku. This is a passive skill that increases the attack of Dark Knight Cecil in 20% and also his dark resistance in 50%. Soul Eater. This is a skill that does 320% dark damage to one enemy, and Dark Knight Cecil loses 49% of his HP. Dark Flame. This is a skill that does 250% dark magical damage to all the enemies. Gravity Ball. This is a skill that does 75 HP percent damage to one enemy with 10% HP sacrifice of Dark Knight Cecil. Dark Cannon. This is a skill that does 250% physical dark damage to all the enemies, and Dark Knight Cecil loses 40% of his HP. The good thing about this skill is that Dark Cannon costs 0 MP. And finally, Knight's Wrath. This is a passive skill that increases the attack of magic of Dark Knight Cecil by 30% for 3 turns when Dark Knight Cecil HP drops to 30%. Okay, so Dark Knight Cecil out of the box, what can he do? Let's check it out. First of all, I'm going to show you that my Dark Knight Cecil doesn't have any pots. Also, with all the spare equip and Apocalypse, Second Knife, Imperial Helm, Last Will Clothes, Ifrit's Claw, Roller's Ring, Attack 30%, Great Sword Mastery, and 2 attack plus 15%, Dark Knight Cecil has 5000 HP and 654 attack with only 3 equip. That is incredibly good. Well, let's go to the dummy to see what Dark Knight Cecil has to offer. Right, first let's see the normal attack. Okay. Next. Well, as you may know, Dark Knight Cecil is a suicidal unit, and one of the reasons that he is not a viable unit in the game is that he hurts himself too much, and mostly the healers can keep the base of all the HP that Dark Knight Cecil loses. So let's try first Dark Flame. Well, it's a magical attack, that's why the damage sucks. Next, let's try Dark Cannon. Okay, as you may know, the HP lost of Dark Knight Cecil is based on his maximum HP. So all the turns he will lose the same amount of damage. And if you abuse of that skills, well, that happens. And mostly the healers can keep it up with the high HP amount of Dark Knight Cecil, that because he has big HP, and this is one of his problems, most than one of his fortitudes. He has high HP, and that's because he loses high amounts of HP. Okay, now let's try Soul Eater. Well, one benefit of Dark Knight Cecil's HP loss skills is that he always, all the turns, will activate it, Knight's Rod, and will increase his attack and magic in 30%. But you will probably have a support unit that increase the attack of your units in a higher value than Knight's Rod. So, well, it's good, but it's obsolete in this point of the game. So basically, Dark Knight Cecil sucks by many of the people in the Brave Exvius community because he loses too much HP, and your healers in your party can keep it up, maintaining Dark Knight Cecil with maximum HP to keep using his HP damage skills. It doesn't matter how much attack you have if you can't use those skills all the turns. Most of the time you will use Soul Eater or Dark Cannon every 2 turns. One turn you attack, you recover part of the HP lost. The next turn you recover again part of the HP lost, and then the 3rd turn you will attack again. And that's why Dark Knight Cecil is not viable as a unit. Okay, now let's use some TMs on Dark Knight Cecil. I put on him Deathbringer, his own TM, Genki Blade, Imperial Helm, Monster Breastplate, Ifrit's Claw, Genki Glove, Attack 30%, Great Sword Mastery, Blade Mastery, and Wisdom. And with that, Dark Knight Cecil now has 5600 HP and 845 attack. Not bad number for a all unit. Okay. First of all, the normal attack. Okay. Next, let's try, well, the Dark Cannon. Really good numbers. Okay, and well, finally, let's try Soul Eater. $400k. Dark Knight Cecil always has done big amount of damage. That's not the problem of the unit. In fact, he is a pretty competent finisher. The problem is just what you are seeing right now. His HP loss is too much for the healers to handle. Sure, if you have a Y'shtola, you can cast Benediction and recover all the HP of Dark Knight Cecil, but you're wasting 1 turn in just 1 skill to heal only 1 unit. The rest of your party maybe needs healing too, and only to worry about Dark Knight Cecil, it's not viable. The big problem of Dark Knight Cecil is just that, his massive HP lost. Because of what you are seeing right now, the numbers of damage are pretty good on him. Okay, I'm going to do some tests on the enhancements of Dark Knight Cecil. First of all, I want to thank my friend Iceman from my gaming community for letting me use his Dark Knight Cecil. This is my Dark Knight Cecil unenhanced. And this is the Dark Knight Cecil of my friend Enhancements. Okay, first of all, let's see the ability Skikoku. As you might know, Skikoku plus 0 does 10% more attack and 50% more dark resistance. Skikoku plus 2 does 40% more attack, 75 dark resistance, and also you heal an immense amount of HP each turn. That is incredibly useful for Dark Knight Cecil, because with that the problem of spending MP with his attacks is now gone, because with that attack, with that skill Skikoku, he will replenish HP at the end of each turn, and all the HP he will lose with Dark Cannon or Soul Eater now will be replenished. Let's see how that works. Dark Knight Cecil heals 8000 HP, more than his base HP. That is incredible. And with that, he can use his skills all the times he wants and replenish HP at the end of his turn. With Skikoku plus 2, Dark Knight Cecil now is a very powerful and incredible unit. Okay, now let's see Dark Cannon. Dark Cannon plus 0 in his vanilla form do 250% AoE one-hit dark physical attack, and Dark Cannon plus 2, it's still you lose 40% HP, but now does 350% AoE dark physical attack, and also gives the enemy 50% dark resistance debuff. So if you equip a dark weapon, you will do even more damage than Dark Knight Cecil does. Okay, first let's try Dark Cannon normal in my Dark Knight Cecil plus 0. Okay, you see that the numbers are fine, almost 350k, 370k. Okay, now let's see Dark Cannon plus 2. $650k, almost 250k more damage with Dark Cannon plus 2, and that's the normal damage, not with in a chaining. Okay, now finally I'm going to introduce Soul Eater. Soul Eater plus 0 in its normal form, you do 320% dark physical damage to the enemy and you lose 49% HP. Soul Eater plus 2 now does 750% physical damage to one enemy, and that enemy will have 100% dark elemental debuff. 100. Wow! The only problem is that now instead of 49% you lose 60%. So if you attack with a dual wield build, you will die because you will lose 120% of your HP. But they are forms that we can prevent the Dark Cecil dies. Well, first of all, let's try Soul Eater plus 0 with my Dark Knight Cecil. Okay, 300, 400k about damage. Okay, now let's try Soul Eater plus 2. Well, the poor thing dies, but In the process, he does 1.4 million damage. 1.4 million damage without chains. Do you understand how much damage he does? Okay, to prevent Dark Knight Cecil dying from Soul Eater, the only thing you need to do is cast a Kuraja. The good thing about Soul Eater is that the HP consumption has a delay, so you can cast a Kuraja and save Dark Knight Cecil from the second hit. And with that, Dark Knight Cecil is saved. Another thing you can do and chains perfectly is with Ash Heaven's Fury. With that and with Soul Eater, you can also save Dark Knight Cecil from death. And with that, Dark Knight Cecil is saved again. Okay, let's try to make a big chain with 2 Orlandius to see how much damage can do Soul Eater. Also, let's... Okay. Okay, let's see how much damage we do. Well, it was more than 3 million damage. 3.3 exactly. I know the damage can be even higher because the attack of Dark Knight Cecil is still not at his maximum, because I have to equal my unenhanced Dark Knight Cecil with my friend's Dark Knight Cecil, but with maximum damage and with a better chain, because I know that I didn't reach the maximum chain modifier with my my flaw chain with Divine Ruination. The damage could be even higher. I know that you can do even 10 million with the dummy with Dark Knight Cecil and a good chain, but 3.3 million damage with a 840 attack Dark Knight Cecil is incredible. One of the best finishers in the game right now. In the pros and cons of Dark Knight Cecil, we have: in the pros, good attack HP. Dark Knight Cecil has a very good innate HP pool and also a good attack, and with enhancements he gains a extra more attack, and with that you can do even more damage without using HP materials because he has great HP. Massive elemental debuff. Soul Eater +2 debuff the dark resistance of the enemy by 100%. Also, with his attacks, Soul Eater and Dark Cannon both are dark element attacks, so with that you benefit whatever weapon you have with that immense debuff. Massive HP regen. Skikoku +2 regens Dark Knight Cecil HP with more than 8000 HP. That means using Dark Cannon all the time you want doesn't affect Dark Knight Cecil because he regens HP, all his HP, every time you finish your turn. Massive finisher. Soul Eater +2 is 750% one hit dark elemental damage. That means if you can land Soul Eater in the maximum chain count, you can do an immense amount of damage. Like you saw recently, I did 3.3 million damage in a not very good chain. With a perfect chain that you can make with practice, your Dark Knight Cecil can do a massive amount of damage on par with Olive Chain Finisher, or even more great than Olive. In the cons we have Soul Eater is suicide. Soul Eater +2 is 60% HP loss. That means if you do a dual wield build, the most fit build for Dark Knight Cecil, that means in the second Soul Eater you will die. So you will need external help with a healer to cast Kuraja in the same moment that Dark Knight Cecil casts Soul Eater. So with that you will live and you will regen all your HP thanks for Shikoku plus 2. Needs his enhancement. Dark Knight Cecil without enhancement sucks hard. So for him to be an incredible unit that is now needs his enhancement. So if you plan to build a Dark Knight Cecil, think about doing his enhancements because without them it's not worth at all. Dark Knight Cecil's boosts are amazing, but the problem is the most powerful attack of Dark Knight Cecil Soul Eater also increase the amount of damage he takes, so he needs external help. It's not a big deal because you anyway will use a healer, but the problem is that if you lose your healer and you're in trouble in a fight and Dark Knight Cecil is one of your last units, probably you can make it because he needs external help, like I said. But his finishers are amazing and it's just so fun to see millions of points of damage with Dark Knight Cecil in a chain, and it's a fun unit, and definitely if you have the Christ 2 enhancement, do it because you will gain a massive unit. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please like my video, and see you later.